Well, this second video from 1 Samuel is titled The Power of Persistence. And you've only got to look at chapter 1 of 1 Samuel, and it talks about Hannah. And Hannah was one of the two wives of Elkanah. And they actually went at this time of the year, as they did every year, to the temple. And prior to this, she'd never been able to have a baby, whereas the other wife had. And the other wife was always ridiculing her and poking fun at her. And, her husband at some point said to her, look, you've got me, I love you, I care for you even more than this other wife. That's going to be a problem anyway if you have two wives. But, sometimes, we as husbands don't understand that our wives, do want more than just us. And, for her not to have a baby because she wanted to dedicate it to God, was, an issue for her. And, Hannah refused to lash out at a rival and took her sorrows and loss to God. And she was in the temple this particular time when they were there visiting, and she was in tears and weeping and speaking to God. And the priest at that time, Eli, saw her and thought she was drunk and came over and criticised and said, what are you doing here in the temple drunk, etc. And you see, a lesson here is sometimes we've got to ask people or listen to what their situation is. We prejudge someone based on something they've done or their anger or their sadness or whatever, and we need to find out where they sit, and we can actually help them, and they can become better through that situation because someone's willing to listen. And Hannah's dreams of having a child was stomped on by this rival wife, by a multitude of people, and even in a sense by her husband Elkanah. And here's the priest also, doing the same thing. Eli the priest was actually pretty good at being a prophet, but he was terrible at being a parent. And you only got to look at chapter 2 of 1 Samuel to see that. And, we've got to learn to succeed in all parts of life. If we're called to a job or a leader of a church, we've got to succeed there, but we've also got to succeed at home. If our home life's not going well, we're going to transport it to our work, to our church, to our ministry, to life, to whatever it is. We've got to learn that with each part of life we need to work at to be successful. And in Hannah's case, as per the title of this video, she was persistent. And we need to be persistent in developing all areas of our life, our work, our relationships, and even our walk with God. It doesn't come naturally. You don't read the Bible one day and suddenly you're right there. You've actually got to work at it, reading and applying what you're reading and what you're hearing. And, are we recognised for our impatience? And, I've been impatient a lot of my life. I haven't listened to people's needs and prejudged them. I'm learning to listen more, and then I can actually position the situation to actually be more relevant to where they are at that point in life. And, I've been on a mission, most of my life. I've been up and down, as we're going to learn from King Saul in one of the videos. But I've learned that you've got to make haste slowly. We can still be on our mission, but we've got to bring people on the journey with us. We've got to recognise where people are at. We've got to be able to help people on the journey. And that creates a work life that's satisfying. It creates a walk with God that's satisfying when we're able to bring people on the journey with us.